welcome to the show. This is Roos Geraldo here, Roos Geraldo. Today we're going to have a very special guest. He's been here before, but still special. Already one of ours, so he's, I will say, maybe half Dominican by now, or will turn fully in the future. Who knows?
Those.
Okay, both. So yeah, Darius Reed, aka Ocho De Logos. We're going to have some important topics to talk, some critical stuff that we need to go through and talk. And welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, número tres.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are key. So to discuss the Colombian game, honestly, I was disappointed that we're not what we think we are. If that loss do not humble us to do better and do right, like I was saying before last time, we have to have structure.
yeah,
Because you don't know like who you're really going to face. Because every level of that game, I saw that the opposition had pretty much everything on cue. Like to come in your own house, like to give you a 40 burger and you score a donut is just like, man, why would you want to play this game anymore?
exactly. And well, first of all, and I told you this before the game, it would have been great to have you on the field. Uh, Giving us support with your talent, maybe as a cornerback or wide receiver. We needed a lot of help. And, by this point in time, I've given all the credit to Colombia. I mean, no excuses,
Oh, no excuses.
no excuses at all. But however, we miss almost half of the team that played before against other countries, and that's not on them, that's on us. So I don't, and I said it before. I don't want to sound like putting up excuses. And happen what happened, and it was supposed to happen that way, because you said it before the game that maybe we needed to lose. Now we are like foot to ground and realizing that we are not as good as we thought.
No, because the thing is, we got hit in the mouth with what some real competition is like. And once again, being a gringo who's played this game, who's this sport is culturally known in my country, the fact that no one has willing to ask me, what did you do to actually get to this point? I can tell like with my own personal body, myself alone has more experience than like majority of the teams combined. Because I understand the concepts of like football mostly is 80% mental and 20% physical. Because it's like a game of chess,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like I wish guys can understand. It's one thing to love the game, but what are you bringing on side? What's in your heart? Where do you want to go with this? Because right now, every day I ask to what can we do to be better. The fact that I've been here like for 2 years in this sport in this country, I show more heart than the majority of the guys on the team.
I agree.
I don't like the fact that guys are living off what they did in the past, but I'm asking myself every day. Can you play this game forever? No, you cannot. What are you doing to help the younger guys to get better? Because right now you're showing them that it's okay to not show up to practice, that it's okay to not work on your game, develop yourself, to be a leader. Some guys lead with their athleticism, and that's not going to win you championships. That's not going to win you like any like trophies.
Yeah, I fully agree. And one of the things that literally like exposed ourselves was the coaching overall. I mean, they were very well prepared, coaching wise, um, defense coach, special teams, linebackers, offensive line. As it is supposed to be. They came prepared. That's the reality. And here we need to start developing coaching. I mean, maybe players that you might say like, okay, well, I don't think you ever be a football player. Let's teach you how to, how to coach a defense, how to coach an offensive line or whatever, because it's tough. I mean, coaching is critical even in the NFL. I mean, you can put like, I would say, the best player in each position with a bad coach, and it won't work. My opinion.
Right.
You might get a game or two, but coaching is critical. You need a mastermind calling plays, reading plays, and all of that. And what you say about the players, I mean, it's true. It's true. I said it too, and some people got mad, but at the end of the day, the truth. The truth is the truth. I mean, nothing can do about it. But not everyone deserved to be on that team.
Because they're looking at this like it's a charity. Oh well, I'm just here to play. But you're not here to actually like learn, to actually gain something from it. So I would say fuck their feelings and actually try to actually look at this like, okay, what did you bring to the table? What effort did you give? Because for you to get whooped like that from your friends, your family, your country, what are you actually showing your nation that they are better than us? I mean, Colombia just came in. They know what they put their foot on the coffee table, drunk our beer, fuck our woman. You know what I'm saying? Gave us a
Yeah.
middle finger. I mean, cause that's what literally was an ass whooping.
Exactly.
And
It
if
was.
that don't make you say, you know what, I need to like actually do something different, because to do the same thing, expecting a different outcome, is the definition of insanity. Because every time I try to explain these guys, man, this sport literally is physical, but it's mostly mental. But you have to understand the concepts of like just the plays, the route running, assignments, like your speed, your spacing,
Yeah.
the calls, the timing. But yet everybody just wants to just like look at this like, oh, I'm just here. I've done like I got my stats for the first couple of games and live off that. But never try to say, okay, what if you happen to face someone who's better, who's mentally there, who's disciplined, and who's a caliber type of player, athlete, but as a team all together. Because Colombia had pretty much the better staff, the better players,
Yeah.
and the better discipline.
Exactly. I mean, you said it best. Discipline, man. That's everything. Discipline. I will say I was amazed. Like, wow, are they disciplined? And that was great. I mean, discipline beats talent every day, every night.
We had the size advantage. That's
Yeah.
what's even crazier.
Size, speed, and physical advantage. And but they got again discipline. They knew what to do, and I said to someone that result showed both realities, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
41 points. They were well prepared, well coached, well trained. Fun fact: one of their coaches says, as soon as they knew they will come here to DR, they look for a city in Colombia with the similar weather conditions as the DR, and they went to that place 1 or 2 times a month, depending,
Right.
to get, I will say, climatized, to get to know the weather. So when they come here, the weather doesn't struck them very hard. And I say, wow, I mean that tells you the level of dedication that they had for that game. And that's why they got 41 points. And that's why we got zero. Why we got zero? And some people, even though they get mad at me for saying these things, I told them, to every one of them, hey, I'm a part of it too. I lost too. I was part of everything. I mean, I'm not taking my body out, no matter what were my personal or individual stats on that game. Didn't count. We didn't win, and that's the way I feel, you know. But the truth is, I'll guess I'll say the entire team. Let's put it that way, because I don't want to make it personal. We thought, as you said, because on in the past we got positive results. It's going to stay like that for the rest from the end till the end of times. So fully reality check. That zero means zero preparation, zero coaching, zero willingness, zero starve to play, zero patriotism,
Zero heart.
zero heart. Yeah, that. And after the game, you might think, me personally, I'm talking about myself, that, well, maybe you were mad, sad, or whatever. I got my moments during and after the game, but then I remember what you said and say, you know what, this was great. It was not what we wanted, not what I wanted, but now we know where we at against a good team in the region.
Do you remember like I mean, not cut you off. Do you remember actually when the season had started and I was telling you like, man, I'm not certain I want to play, and even though I got hurt in the process, got injured, but the thing is, I said it just in my mind, and I said we was going to practices, and I said that I'm not seeing no actual continuity with like our practices, our performances, because honestly, everything we won glossed over who we really were. And that's the thing, like, I just don't understand. It's like, and this is why I had pressed it with like, those who are like, in charge. And you really gotta like stop just like with this click buddy just because you know someone. He should no go with what your eyes tell you, not what your oh this what someone did prior, or you're friends with this guy offline. No, go with what's going to work. Because honestly, like whenever I said last time, I said I'd rather win the guy that shows up, who's less talented. The guy that comes in that's like, or he's athletic, okay, that's great and all. But how is that better than your team? That might be better than you individually, but how is that better than your team long term? Because that shit just pretty much proves that, okay, you're not such a superstar. You're just riding off a planet, an incompetent team, and then when actually true competitors came in and knocked your ass off, that's when it should realize you're like, damn, okay, I gotta really like, humble myself.
Yep, 100%. So, since you have a lot of experience, and I fully agree that you have more experience than most of us, what do you think might be, I would say, since this is December, 2026 resolutions, first for Darius, then for the football, not the, forget about the team, football overall in the Dominican Republic?
First for me for 2026.
Yeah.
Honestly, not give a fuck what anybody thinks. I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. I've been caring a lot what people thinks, but just out of respect, like I would just say, I'm all about like, okay, if you got something that's intelligent to say and I can resonate with it, that's one thing. But that's my mindset is going on 2026, actually to understand that where I am, what's my goals are, but mostly to get healthy. Like I said, I think that knee injury is like causing me not to be where I am. It's not making me feel like myself when it comes to like just the competitive nature and just like staying on float of what can possibly like change this sport. Because like, being a military guy, I was always active, always like being productive, and also being more alert and aware, because you never know what sometimes your physical gift that God gave you can get you out of certain situations.
Yeah. 100%. So surgery, recovery, and then football, obviously.
Because I really believe, like when we had this, like the first episode, I said, brother, I want this to be something, like I want us to be the.
Well, sorry for to interrupt, but we also talk that we are going to move again to our Lobos,
right,
and do the either whatever you call it, the reset, the fresh start, whatever. Get new guys, get new blood. So my question was directed to that because, again, I don't want to make it sound personal. We already talk and roast and share our opinion about the Dominican team. So, all right. But football-wise and Lobo-wise, what do you think? Let's start with football in general in the DR. What do you think should be on the bucket list for 2026 for improvement overall?
Well, we need to get guys that actually want something more than themselves, that can see them go further. I would say that for 2026, we need true men, those who understand, those who want to like just adapt. That's what I like to be around, guys who are like, not just close in one area, that can like be like multitask in like so many other areas. Because I think like commonly with this like baseball, it's like, or what's the typical sport here for Dominicans, like basketball, volleyball, baseball. Just only baseball?
I mean, no. Well, you want to know the most popular?
Yes.
Baseball.
Okay.
Most popular. Then you got basketball, you got volleyball, football, soccer is now getting some attention, like some attention.
Right. Well,
Yeah, FIFA is very involved in high school, colleges.
but you mostly want to just like, far as like, what's needs to change for us the sport, or far as needs to change in general.
No. I mean, I'm talking about our football situation.
Well, we had to recruit young. Cause let's be real, brother, man. Like you, myself, and so many other guys. The most we probably got maybe like 3 years,
Exactly.
maybe
Yeah.
less. If
Yeah.
you know,
2 to 3, let's say.
yeah, 2 to 3 years. So I would say that what I wanted to get with coach on is like, looking at like game film, understanding like, okay, what we did wrong, play calling, like guys just taking the time, then you delegate certain skill set players, like you're a captain. We need multiple captains
Yeah.
to start like and not just like offensive line. It should be a linebacker, there should be a receiver, it should be a corners like captain, because that's the thing. They have authority outside the coaches because they delegate some type of authority to help the guys who are in your skill set position. You help them like, hey, did you learn this? Because if we gotta start like like making like roles. And also, I would say that we need to start getting guys that are financially capable, that's willing to help.
Yeah.
And then we got to start getting new equipment. I've been saying that because honestly, a lot of stuff that we have is outdated. Who's going to take us seriously? And also with me, like going out to reaching out for the vendors,
Yeah.
like we need to start being more productive on that. Because right now, because it could be done if not just one person takes on that responsibility. We got to start like having guys. I mean, guys want to like use their veteran, like what I'm saying, clout on the field, but use that off the field to help build this sport again, build this brand again.
Okay. I mean, you said the thing that I liked the most was get new members, get youth, get young. That would be, I think, the first step in players with heart, I guess. Players that say, okay, I'm gonna give it a try, and maybe if we can get young guys that can be recruited to colleges or high school in the U.S. now with this program that if you are under 21, if you know English, if you practice any sports, you can get to not the NFL, but you can have a tryout and maybe being selected as the Dominican guy. That's how he got to first the Dolphins, then the Colts. I mean, he did some tryouts. He was young. He was tall. He was strong. Never played football in the States. That's one of the rules.
Right.
So that's a door open, and I think we can like export some talent. Maybe not only to the U.S. Maybe Canada.
I heard Mexico.
Europe, huh?
Mexico has a
Mexico. We are already shipping talent to Mexico, to college level.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe at Canada, Europe. Maybe I heard, never didn't know that, but Japan also has a pro league.
Yeah, actually, I heard that as well.
Yeah,
This like actually, I'm trying to think because I saw something like Brazil has one. Because one of my guys actually, they've been playing there a lot. I'm shocked to see there's so many countries that have certain college level, collegiate like type of like leagues, and then just off of football, like American football in general. Because you would think like, of course, Canada, maybe certain European countries, but like in Mexico, but like I'm shocked that it's being spread it all over. But also, I would say that what we also need too for us. Better coaches, like we discussed, because guys that know how to develop guys, because it shouldn't all fall on one coach. Because
you shouldn't.
And but like, how when you guys started the Lobos, I mean, what was it like back then? Like, far as like your coaching staff and just.
Oh yeah, we got because since day one there were like some American guys involved in one team, some other supporting other teams. Guys that used to play on the States before. As long as coaching, it was better, I guess, back then, because at least you had defense, offense, and a head coach. Three. Right now, we are playing and being coached. I mean, it's not. You don't get anywhere, doing it like that. But I wanna not go back, but you said two stuff that caught my attention when you were sharing your opinion. So, uh, first of all, you think like maybe we can recruit or attract new guys? People say, and I agree, might sound weird for some person, or not weird or offensive. I don't know, but football is a masculine sport. So, do you think that guys here, not only here, because we are opening our doors for everyone to come and join worldwide, even Japanese guys, if they want to come here and enjoy the team, that they are welcome. But yeah, are we losing that? People say that contact football might disappear, that the flag will take over, that we are losing some values. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as far as like just fact that you think like like contact football is like not like popular than flag football,
No,
or
no, no, no. Some analysts, some people, they are saying that flag football might take over contact football due to the high levels, to the high injuries, due to nowadays, I will say that your raw product uh, doesn't want to get hurt. And I mean, I just been listening to some channels, and
I just think personally that's just a
I don't think so. But I want to hear from you.
yeah,
Listen, hear
because
from you.
everyone this sport has been like here for centuries, and it's like, or no, well, I wouldn't say centuries, but decades. But I'm just like, uh, the fact that they will lose a lot of like support funding, because nobody wants to see flag football. And like, let's be real, we like every kid that grew up have, when they watched like certain athletes, certain greats gone to one championships, gone to like like have statues named after them. Like no one was like to look at who's getting like idolized for flag football.
I mean, yeah. I mean, personally, and I respect people that like the sport. I can watch it, to be honest. Try to play it once, not my cup of tea. And that doesn't mean the sport, you know, that doesn't mean the sport is not fun or it's not, I will say, competitive.
Right.
Not my thing. That's my personal thought. But besides that, I don't think that the NFL will like fall. I mean, okay, Rome fall, whatever. We can go back then, Troy and some other empires. But I think that they will still relevant. They are doing some stuff for the injuries. They're improving the helmets. Now you see less concussion cases due to the protocols, equipment, way to play, rules. If a guy hits you in the head, he might get tossed, he might get fined, and people like now they are tackling. I will say less hurtful or less harmful. I will say it this way, legal, but yeah, they are getting hit. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that the NFL is evolving to avoid injuries. Head injuries were like the main thing back then. They are improving it. Now is the ACL, ankles, and hamstring stuff. I heard that they are pushing so every field gets a natural grass and not synthetic, because that's one of the main reason athletes get injured with the ACL, Achilles, and other ligament injuries. Uh, and yeah, that's they are doing that because again, the I will say not. What they claim is that they might run from injuries and getting hurt. And and they are talking about this and the future generation. People hate this word, but this generation is softer than the previous one.
I believe so.
So yeah, well, we might get banned in the channel, but whatever.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, it's one thing to play a contact sport. That injuries happen. It's like because that's like unfair for the guy that's making a tackle because he has to like tackle a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how do you stop? Or like, I'll say, okay, say like, oh, okay, a quarterback he's running for, he's scrambling for more yardage, but then there's no determining like when he's gonna like slide or like it's like okay, the guy he's trying to make a play. So I just think that it's just too much, like them just worrying about the wrong thing. But like these guys know when they play this game, the likelihood is gonna happen, get injured is very high.
Yeah, exactly. You can get injured playing flag football.
Exactly, or just or like because I'm trying to think, there wasn't like a situation where an athlete they had a non-contact. Well, I'm a prime example right there, or just the fact is like they're just looking at okay because certain players are like the face of their franchise or they sell their jersey sells, but yeah, okay, but then the day anything can happen like to a person. This is actually a physical game, but my own suggestion is that like the refs like make better calls. They stop making it all about them. But the league is just going too far with this, like like because that's why you make the field a certain way. You promote certain like equipment. Certain like physical doctors like as far as like deals with sports medicine and certain like vitamins and nutrients and plans to help these guys stay fit. So I'm not really for like their agenda of just like trying to make the sport more safer because you can't make it something that's physical very safe at all. So I don't know why even bring that like type of suggestion when like like basically we like us as athletes we live for that warriors mentality. Not saying that you can't be a warrior in flag.
Exactly. So it's not a masculinity stuff. It's just maybe some group of people trying to make it look that way.
More political, I would say.
More political. Okay. And the other stuff was, being honest, football is not a cheap sport. And being that said, that it's not cheap. I mean, what do you think about it?
Well, like remember I was like saying like we should be trying to like build funds, because like everything is like you see how like every athlete that plays in the league they change certain like cleats or change certain like shoulder pads. They get certain adjustments and everything. I always say that we should have someone to run their equipment, because the thing is, but we need like stuff that's gonna like last for the next 10 years or less individually that you get your own. But what are we doing like financially with guys individually? Because like why is always like certain like leaders like you, the coach, have to put out your hard-earned money, but these guys need to start bringing effort. Like, why are you playing a sport you can't afford? Like, why are you want to like risk your health if you cannot afford to play this game? Because every time, like I said to these guys, man, see, they asked me like about my helmet. I said I paid $500 for it, but you know why? Because I want to make sure that my brain is
well protected.
Exactly. So why would you risk it? When things are outdated, not updating. It's like okay, you can't like say you wanted to do something, but you're not putting your best foot forward.
Yeah.
You don't get like what I'm saying, like shortcuts with cheap, like what I'm saying, tactics, and that's the thing why like I address these guys, man. Like honestly, like when we played Puerto Rico, man, I was like, yo, look at how each of them look, man. Look like a damn team.
Exactly.
Even Colombia,
yeah,
like the uniforms were all together. Nobody looked like they like mismatched or
exactly.
It's like I don't understand. Like and I don't know if it's like a Dominican thing. It's just like do things that fits best for them.
Let me ask you this. And this is your own opinion or perspective.
Right.
Do you think that Dominicans are really poor? Let's say, and I'm saying this. I'm Dominican, but I know what people might think or they say. Some people, like some gringos, as you, sometimes they come here and they say, "Oh, I thought this was worse," or "I think this was better." But in your opinion, since that's something that goes around, that Dominicans are poor, have you ever heard of it, or do you think we really are? On your perspective,
I'm starting to have. I think that's the debatable topic because I just felt that I'm able to go certain places, but yeah, I see Dominicans there. So I think there's like a social class where certain people who probably have gone to certain countries, built their income, and came back, and now they're either making it work for them. But I don't think Dominicans are really poor. I think they're just poor minded. As far as like like you, who's very established, like you're very educated. You able to understand how the world works.
Exactly.
So and you're doing well for yourself. I just think sometimes like certain Dominicans make life choices to where they put themselves to keep struggling. I don't know, like when does it come to a point to say, you know what, I'm tired of struggling. Let me start sacrificing. I don't. I get that like, you know, this a live vicariously country, but what have you seen to say, you know what, the same thing is gonna get me something different, like because there have been people who have been in your shoes who have made less, who have done the same thing, but not have no new outcome. It's like, why you think that okay, that somehow you're gonna be the difference maker and say, oh, I'm gonna overcome this. I'm gonna actually be the one that changed my outcome because I did the same thing like like the average person. And it annoys me because like I see so much potential. I see that this country can flourish. And I'm not saying like where I'm from is better because of my status, but I'm like I come from structure. I come from like
Yeah.
self-discipline. And every time like, I come to accolade, I didn't just get it by just like off my good looks or just my sweet talk. I put in the work. But I'm not saying that same. But then I noticed like one time I went out to Pantini, and I love Pantini. I thought about getting a place over there.
Piantini.
Piantini.
There you go.
See, I'm
Yeah,
glad
yeah,
you
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So just like Piantini just has like that. Cause I'm like a bougie guy, kinda. I want to get a Corvette one day or the Lambo. So that's
Oh
my
wow.
so that's my goal.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is that
Green, yellow, or black?
Matte Black, you already
Matte
know.
black.
You already know. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
gotta go with the matte black.
Yeah.
Like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like that's just I saw like just well dressed Dominicans.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering like, so where's all this poor talk?
Exactly.
And maybe you can kind of explain it to me, like, because I
No,
just
no,
don't know.
I agree, and I follow with the part of poor-minded. It's not about like I will say that we are, as people might think, like you are Dominican, you are born poor, you'll die poor. I don't see it that way. Some people might have it tougher, might have a more difficult path to walk. That happens from time to time. But I think it's a mindset too. Taking that to the football field here. I know some players that the ones that we practice with. I know some of them they can invest in a helmet and a shoulder pad, in a cleats, for example, too. Because at the end of the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, also people in the States sometimes they have to work hard to get their stuff. I mean, it's not given in the US. Football players, they need to on the early stages get their cleats, get the equipment, and then they might get recruited by a high school or college, and then things go easier. Not easy because look at the Teddy Bridgewater case. He was trying to help his kids. He was a coach. I think it was a high school or college.
High school coach.
High school coach, and he was giving them money to commute. I mean, take transportation, buy food, and all this stuff. And he got fired. And all right, that might be a controversial decision because some people might say like, okay, this is not this was not allowed, and you were doing it. But some people say, well, that's on the contract. You're not supposed to do it, even though if it is, out of goodwill or something. But what caught my attention was, putting that topic to this one. I mean, adapting it was that, wow, if he had to do that, maybe those kids were, having a rough time. I would say, to put in some language. And that happened in the States. Uh, Bigger country with more possibilities. So what I'm trying to say it is that yes, you need to invest in equipment if you like want to play the sport for 5 years or more, right? You need to protect your body and all of that, and that comes with sacrifices. Nothing you don't go to the helmet tree and get a helmet. Not here, not in the States, not in Japan, not in Europe. Everyone has different realities, but at the end of the day, sacrifice. Look, there are players over there that they've been playing this sport for 5+ years. Still don't have a helmet and a shoulder pad. And you do a simple math. On those 5 years, let's put it in the most extreme case, let's say. If you save 500 pesos monthly in 1 year, you might get a helmet.
500 pesos?
Yeah, 500 pesos. That's
for the whole year.
Yeah, 500 per month. That would be 6,000 pesos on the year. That's almost $100. Okay, let's put 1,000 pesos per month. That's 12,000. That might be $180.
I think
around
that's more reasonable.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 per month. You get a helmet at the end of the year. Let's say December. You start in January, 1,000 each month. You get a helmet. And I put in again an extreme case. The next year you get a shoulder pad, and that's it. In 2 years you get a shoulder pad and a helmet. And if you want to do it in a better way, let's say, you save the double. You save 2,000 per month. You get a good helmet, brand new.
Well, I would say the minimum, because even like when I was doing the research for everyone, the minimum was like 2 to 500, maybe 600 if you want like the fresh out the pack. But like
exactly,
I said, and also depends on it. So it goes off of like just the.
So let's say with 500 or 600, you get a helmet and a shoulder pad in a very good condition.
Yes. So they go off of they go off of just like, you know, the wear and tear, the condition, the year, and like I guess like the size itself, like, you know, because sometimes like
even cheaper. I've seen shoulder pads in $180, $120.
Well, certain guys fit certain body styles too,
Yeah.
so they gotta go off like, okay, what's more like I guess like demand and high demand as far as like, you know, certain like helmets, certain like shoulder pads, certain like just cleats. So we need to like bump the prices up for this. So they're gonna pretty much like get what's like let's say, okay, most of the time your linemen wear like certain shoulder pads, and how many of those are on the field versus like, okay, how many people are actually trained to be freaking like a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, like, or, you know, Sauce Gardner type. So you want to get more of those. That's why the prices go up. But I'm gonna tell you. Let me say something real quick, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like what I think. What I've been noticing for those that say that they can't afford it. Well, I see you wear your money on your body right now, because that makes sense. You can't afford something that you claim you want to be part of, but yet the same prices for that equipment, you wearing it on you every day when you go out. When you're trying to, you know, stunt for the gram, you know, it's TikTok. But you know what's funny?
You know, you're being nice.
No.
You're being nice.
No.
They spend more money in Brugal, beer, rum in 2 months than.
I'm not pocket watching, but I find it very strange that it's very comical to say you don't have money for this, but the Brugal, oh yeah, you know, and like the damn you know, the Nikes, the damn, like, you know, Apple Watch and all that. I'm like, wow, the Apple Watch costs more than the damn helmet, which
Exactly.
is fucking comical. But you know what I said was how poor minded is created. It's enabled. It's very enabled, because and I say that financial literacy is what's lacking right now. Because no one understands, like, okay, that you want stability, you know, actually to have, you know what I'm saying, a secure life. Because imagine like, okay, like you worry about, it's like the fear of missing out is the reason why I think some people stay poor, because you can't complain about shit that you never even experienced first. You say, well, I don't have it, but then how do you find the time to do the things that can be pushed on the back end when you actually have more stability and structure and you actually got money working for you, you're actually building something. When something's already built, it's stable. So why not build now? Then you can actually leave later, because all the temporary joys we enjoy every day, and once in a while, occasionally, will always be there. But our livelihoods can change when we just make certain actions in our life that can dictate, okay, we're going to rise to the occasion or fall to the occasion.
Yeah, yeah. I fully agree. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bill Gates said this quote. If it was not him, you guys can correct me on the chat. But if you're born poor, that's not your fault. If you die poor, that's completely your fault. Hey, we all got the same opportunities, and people might say, "Oh, why you say that? I don't have the same opportunities as you." These opportunities didn't came to me. I looked for them. I created my own opportunities.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe 3 years ago, all of this was not here. But I got a plan, and I started executing little by little by little, and I start creating something that might be bigger than we think. It might help the cause that we've been talking the last 2 years to grow the sports here. In this podcast, on the Instagram page, TikTok, sometimes on X, formerly Twitter too, some Americans had texted me, like, "Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that there was football in the DR. That's great. I hope you guys can make it happen," and all of that. So things are smelling very well, and it's just a matter to get the right contact to help us to, like, do give the big step. And yeah, I think this podcast started for fun at the beginning, but it's turning more serious now. And I think that if we get the right people with the right mentality, uh, with the right, I will say, willingness to invest in the sport, because at the end of the day, it's not cheap. We are not here to lie to anyone here saying, like, okay, no, this is a cheap sport. It's not cheap. At least the starter pack, I will say. But it's a one-time payment. My other helmet, I pay like almost back then, 2012, 230 maybe.
Yeah, the riddles
250.
with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
around
that.
around
I paid about the same.
and it lasted me for like 8 to 10 years. And even though after it was outdated, I was still using it. I mean, served the purpose, at least for practice. Then I got the game one, which is the same as you have. But what I'm saying is, you pay for a helmet now. You might say, might impact your pocket or your budget, but you won't be buying another one for 5 years.
Because it'd be like I was saying to these guys, I don't know what it is about like them not trusting what I'm saying, or just like understanding like, okay, this is not about just, okay, we need to like look apart, but it's also about your health long term. Because having that helmet, having those shoulder pads is going to prevent you from getting injured. Because the day you know what I'm saying, okay, you're playing the sport and you run a certain route, you actually like make a certain move, and then a guy checks you in the head, but you don't have the proper headgear, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, well, I should have listened to Ocho. He knew what this fucker he was talking about." But see, I tell these guys all the time, man. I'm doing this to like not just like thinking about myself. I'm doing it for you guys, because honestly, I care. I care about your well being. I care about, okay, like the fact that you come home without it. I'm not saying that I can prevent every injury from happening, but the fact is your mind, because this is what functions everything. The day you have mild term brain issues, it's like, will haunt any man, because you're like, it's like that right there. Is why I say, we need to have updated gear,
Yeah.
especially like as we're going to, like, because in time, like this old shit is wearing and tearing, just collecting dust. But for some reason, it's like the mentality is like saying, you know what? Let me just like think about, okay, if I'm gonna do this long term, what changes I need to make? Like, I don't know why is that certain people here are afraid of change. Like, it's gonna like,
I
ruin.
think a comfort zone maybe.
Yeah, like, cause like it's like a chit that says
You
like,
never know if you don't risk it. I mean, that's the
I had this analogy like what I say is like, when it comes to like, men and women, um, you know, some women just like gotta have the bad boy, you know. It's like, oh my God, like nice guys finish last. But then it's like whole time the nice guy has bad boy tendencies, but yet you're just looking at okay, like he's not giving you that the thrill, the like factor. But then it's like, okay, well, you wait years and years, you with the bad boy, he don't give you like that that lifestyle you thought the car, the Movado of like, I'm with this ruthless like individual. And then, he goes and leaves, but then the nice guy, 10 years later, you know what I'm saying, he's building his empire, looks like oh, he's the shit, like a Nicolas Cage type guy, you know, or a Christian Bale, maybe we'll go with that. But I'm just saying, just hypothetically, like, it's funny how they want to come around with the nice guy, you know. I'm like, but you should have changed, like when you had that individual, because he changed, because he knew, like, man, for me to be like getting any type of attraction for him, I had to like develop myself into that type of caliber guy. And yet I don't understand, like, when it comes to like, this culture, it's like because you see what's going on in the capital, what's developing. Why is that not like a general thing? Why everybody want to be just like primordial? It's like, oh, I just want to just do the simple thing that just gets me by. But whole time it's like everyone that went that path did not secure longevity, long term status.
exactly. Everyone was that like the short term victory. I will say for me that's a myth. There's no such a thing like shortcuts or short term plans to get huge rewards. Good things take time. That's the reality.
And that's why the sport is needed, because competition builds demand. It's like, we compete to be the best.
Exactly.
And I just hope that guys will get it. Like, we can be like, when I said to you before, man, I want to be the innovators. This like, even though I just come here in the short time I have, but I want to be the reason why like this is more global. But I just don't understand, like, why do other guys don't see that we can actually get this like on a good point. What's the word I'm trying to? You give me something to say, like, as far as like just where I'm trying to get this like even to higher heights. There we go.
Exactly. No, yeah. So let's say at this point on time, since this will be posted on YouTube, we might be held accountable if that doesn't happen. But well, we are walking that path, and I know sometimes we get disappointed, but that's normal. We're humans.
Well, we have to
But
learn. We have to learn from
no,
losses.
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, and I'm talking about our conversations about the sport, because sometimes, yeah, we say, "La, what happened to these people? They are not interested in the game. They don't have the love for the game." And at the end of the conversation, we always say, we're gonna get the right people. It's just a matter to get the right people that attracts the right people, you know. And that's what we need to work for the sports. Get new blood, get like competitive guys that they might have future here or elsewhere with this sport. At the end of the day, sports open new doors. Maybe you don't have money to pay for a private college, but if you play football, you can go to Mexico, maybe to Canada, and even maybe to the States. Who knows? So that's one of my main goals with all this project. And I know we share the same stuff. And I know for sure we're going to become coaches one day.
I mean, I look forward to it, man. I mean, to be like, you know,
John Harbaugh.
well, I wouldn't go that far. I would be like, I I would say I'm more like a Mike Tomlin, or I would be more like, man, I'm Andy Reid. I want a
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. I want a Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, me, I'll be Robert Saleh from the Niners, defensive coach.
Oh, okay. But then again, you think I'm more better at defense or offense? Give me your opinion.
I see you 50-50. You can be good at either or, to be honest.
Because I ain't gonna lie though, to be fair, I'd rather get played on the same side than get hit by you. Personally, I'm just saying because like, imagine like we had practice, and let's say we do have a practice one day. I can imagine like, you like cleaning me, you just like
No, I won't do that. That won't happen. Maybe
Nah.
or maybe you truck me. Who knows? You like to truck. I have a video, so I can use it as an evidence.
Well, I'm just trying. That's why I'm in the
Yeah.
gym, and then I think like, but see the thing about me, like, I'm not like a lot of guys that just come there and say, hey, I done this, because I want the young guys to take knowledge and actually use that, because eventually my leg's gonna say, you know what, I don't like the bruising, I don't like the conditioning. I'm gonna miss it, but I need to like know if the torch can be passed. Because I don't see the confidence in, like, I see guys just they get a little like status. That's nice and all, but then what are you actually producing from that? Because that 15 minutes of fame, it's only temporarily. What are you doing? Like, say, you know what? Now we got money coming in. Your name is gonna be like on like a plaque, or like they're gonna like and inaugurate you, honor you. It's like in like a would that be like a Lobos Hall of Fame?
I hope so. Hey, if not, let's build it.
Well, because but see, you guys like started like since what, 2015 or
No, 2012.
2012? So I mean, I don't think, would I be like an honorary because I only did like 2 years.
No, yeah. I mean, even though it's not about how many years, it's about the impact. So, and one of the main reasons I really want this sports, one of the main reasons I really want the sports to progress and get to the next level, is that we can run tournaments again, and play as a Lobos, as Steelers, Sharks, Raiders, Crows, maybe again the Giants that we used to have a Santo Domingo Giants and Punta Cana Dolphins. I mean, everyone, maybe get 10, 8 teams, who knows, and start, getting stats for our teams, even though, okay, the Dominican teams, that's another stuff. But yeah, so any last words, advices, thoughts?
Like I said, brother, every time I come on here, I like to always improve the brand. But honestly, I'm not like I can't just run it back with what we just like went through. We gotta actually
shake it up,
and over time, like I guarantee you, because I lived it, I've done it, I've seen it. Like, to have like long-term success, you gotta go through the struggles. And I think any man that's suffering and is overcome it, that's your rites of passage as being a man, because you actually did what you had to do and you overcame it. Half the time it's like we just look at like, oh well, like I'm just like okay with just the minimum, and I'm like, no, that's a poor mentality right there, to expect less. And every day, I wish I was like with you guys. It hurts me every time. Like, why it had to be me? Knowing what I'm capable of, and a lot of guys know what I'm capable of. It's like that just impacted my thought process mentally, because I like the athlete, the competitor I am. I like to give it my all. I like to leave it all there. But I like to leave like some type of like statement, so that way like opponents can fear me, but guys can idolize me at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. Not having you was a very low blow for the game, but again, God's plan. That result on the last game already happened. We are not going to forget about, for example, the other 2 games. It went well, didn't end well. And I think, not disrespecting the other 2 teams, but this last one, I will say, was the real test.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that knowing that there are even more of them like there like that.
Yeah, I heard Panama is tough. I heard Brazil is tough, and we already test Colombia. They are very good. They are tough too, and some other rising stars. I heard they are doing very good in Guatemala and also in El Salvador. So we need to fight hard not to be the last one on the food chain.
But that comes with mentality.
Yeah,
And
not
it
fully.
and
Fully.
it comes with heart, but like I said, but even also like we gotta like educate this game a lot better, figure out like a process we can start like, okay, where you like, because you know how like they go on like Facebook where it's like it has like the one-on-one drills. Who did what right? Who did what wrong? That should be like, and everybody's okay. So now you know what's right and wrong. How can you improve your game? What can you do like to not be a part of that or avoid that from happening in your case on the field? But yet we don't have these talks. We just like come here and say, oh, we had a good practice, but yet we don't have it's like an army called an AAR. Like it's like pretty much that shows like, okay, what can we improve and what went right and what did wrong. And I think that's what needs to start taking place going further in the future, 2026.
Yeah, fully agree. Well, guys, you heard it from the man. 2026 promises. Hopefully, we get to the next level. Hopefully, we will learn from 2025, and I'll leave it there. And the key factor here: heart, discipline, and dedication. I guess, right?
Sacrifice.
Yeah, and sacrifice too. So see you guys in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe. And we are going to have more interviews with Darius Reed, Ocho De Logos, Lobos Ocho, Ocho De Logos.
For future reference 2026, Ocho De Logos is always going to be my name here.
All right,
my
right,
alias is going to be obsolete.
Yeah, so we're gonna do mix live and pre-recorded. So see you guys in the next one, brother. Thank you
It's a
for
pleasure.
coming. Once again, see you.